Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. In this video we're going to be talking about how to streamline your graph making for your Algebra 2 tests and quizzes. So here I'm using a table or a graph that I already made in a previous quiz, and I'm in today's test and I want to make a new graph. Well, instead of going back to my drive and making a completely new thing, I try to go up here to my last quiz, click make a copy. In this case, let's name it test 1, number, say it's problem 3. Okay, hit OK. And then that will open up this right here. And once that loads, we'll be able to see what we're going to do. So, I'm just going to throw some points out here. Say our vertex that you solved in your problem was going to be 2, -1. So we'll just fill that in there. This obviously will be 2. Let's call this, it'll be 1, 0, and 3, 0. And then, now, since you didn't make a new one, all you have to do is just go in here and create your graph by moving all of your points. And I'll show you a trick here in just a second. It'll also really help with your making your graph also. So get your points into place. I'm just going to kind of do them really roughly here. And then now toss your axis of symmetry in there. Okay, so now what we want to do is we're going to make the curve. Well, don't delete the curve you already have. That's a very useful curve, because what you want to do is you want to take it, place the end of it on the vertex, and then just resize it until it goes through the point like so. Then copy it, and then paste it. Oh, okay, it wants us to do that. There we go. And then move it up so it perfectly overlaps your first one. And you'll see why here in a second. So now go to rotate and click flip horizontally, and I right clicked. Now it did that. So take your arrow key, and move it over to the other point. You've just finished plotting your quadratic with very, very minimal work. That really sped stuff up. Okay, well now say you have a quadratic inequality, and let's just say that you're going to graph above the graph. I'm sorry, you're going to shade above the graph. So I'll take this out of here for now. And say it's a dotted line. Well, instead of taking a bunch of lines and drawing out a bunch of lines to make a dotted line, just click on your things. You can either Control-click to select both, or do one at a time. Then go up here to this line dash button. Go down to dotted line, and boom, you now have dotted lines on your graph. The next thing you can do to shade is go up here to polyline. Note that I did that. Polyline. And then just take that polyline and kind of trace your graph like so. Then what you can see, and I'm going to redo that because I just messed up. So trace your graph. Try to keep it as close to the regular graph as possible. And don't double click like I keep doing. Then you get up here, and then since it's going to be inside, then we want to square this out. If it's going to be outside, then we can do it the opposite way. And I'll do it outside just for demonstration purposes. So go out here, box all this in, and then come back up top and find the end of your graph and do that. Now what you can do, go up here and hit transparent. Make sure you do that for the line. And then go up here to color. Go to custom and just choose a color. Let's use pink. And then over here on this far right slider, make sure you adjust this, do about halfway or so. Then you might want to move that down. If it's covering up your graph a little bit, you can always right click and hit edit points and pull it back just a hair, because if it covers your graph, your teacher may not like that and might count you off if they can't see your points in your line. Just pull that back and then just click off of it. And now you have a nicely graphed quadratic inequality. Again, to graph the regular quadratic, just don't do the shading and the dotted line and all that. So I hope that helps, and if you need anything, just feel free to send me an email at myalpha1int@gmail.com. Thank you.